Let's talk about Brendan. So, Brendan, I don't know if you know this or not, but Brendan's like an amateur biographer.
Mm-hmm.
You know, some people, you have those friends who they're just a vault of useless knowledge. Thank you. And they just know shit and they can pull it up at a moment's notice. Well, Brendan's like that if that person was also always wrong about everything. Brendan decided that he was going to school his staff, which includes such Rhodes Scholars as big gay lion himself, Mark Harley.
No.
And he was going to school them about everybody's favorite babysitter on TV, Mr. Rogers. Mr. Rogers, known as a kind man, one of the sweetest human beings who ever lived. Mm-hmm. Brendan Schaub decided that he would, without double-checking even a Wikipedia page, Brendan decided he would besmirch the good nature and decency of Mr. fucking Rogers. Now, look, you can mispronounce Conor McGregor until the cows come home. You can say words like zorbed instead of absorbed. You can wog a bunch of bitches to the trug.
You can be masking.
You can be masking as fuck, bro.
In your cardigan.
But you do not dare crack whip at the one and only Fred Rogers.
Leave him alone.
It is not to be done. Watch what this piece of pig shit does.
Uh-oh.
It is a glorious morning. Shout to Jesus Christ. What is happening? Yep, I'm dressed like Mr. Rogers today, like a hype beast Mr. Rogers. Did Mr. Rogers drink on the show? He sure did. It was just off air. He was hammered 90% of the time. You think he enjoyed his life chatting about snotty-nosed kids?
Chatham-bout? How do you spell that? How do you spell Chatham-bout? C-H-A-T-U-M-B-O-U-T?
Chatham-bout. I gather C-H-A-T-T-M-B-O-U-T. Chatham-bout.
Chatham-bout.
And you got, there's an apostrophe after the M.
Okay, so he could be, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt, he could be kidding about Mr. Rogers drinking a lot on his show. That's fair.
Sure.
But he did say the word Chatham-bout.
Chatham-bout. I'd like to see him
have him sit on his lap and shit in that beat down basement. You know he was a sniper in the military, like one of the most decorated snipers.
What?
Dude was a savage. Yeah, dude. You didn't know that either, huh, Mark? Murder. Yeah, beast. Rogers, the host.
He so far has said that Mr. Rogers was one of the greatest snipers in history and was a murderer. Said this about Fred Rogers.
Maybe a murderer of pussy.
He's gonna
that
be.
Is it.
He was gonna be chatting about Mr. Rogers, and he said that he was a murderer and one of the greatest snipers ever. Ladies and gentlemen, I believe Brendan Schaub has officially confused Mr. Rogers with Chris Kyle.
There's a slight chance.
Yes, or Mark Wahlberg in Shooter. One of the two.
That's probably the likely chance.
You know what happened? Brendan Schaub always falls asleep to Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. But then his Netflix kept cycling through, and it automatically went to Shooter, and he woke up, and Shooter was on, and he got confused, and he thought Mr. Rogers was Marky Mark in Shooter.
He thought it was the same thing.
I love that part where Mr. Rogers goes, "I'm out, old man. I'm just a peckerwood who lives up in the hills with too many guns." I thought that was great, B. That's what I'm chatting about.
I loved Mr. Rogers in the movie The Fighter, B.
All right, so here's Brendan Schaub talking shit about Mr. Rogers and then fact-checking himself in real time. I love this. This might be better than the Eric Swalwell ad.
Of internationally acclaimed TV show for children, Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood served as a Navy.
Can we do me a favor? Can we hire someone to read for Brendan?
What is this lazy lion person doing? Why can't he read for him?
Big Gay Lion?
Yeah. Does he not know how to read? He
Uh,
can't help out your host?
If you've ever seen Big Gay Lion, there is no guarantee that man knows how to read.
It's just hair.
Yeah.
Murder. Yeah, beast. Rogers, the host of internationally acclaimed TV show for children, Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, served as a Navy SEAL.
So Brendan thinks he's hot shit now. He's like, I told you, motherfuckers.
See?
I told you.
Marine Scout sniper during the Vietnam War. Ever heard of it? With a large number of confirmed kills.
Brendan, read the whole thing. Read the whole thing, Brendan, because right after that it says, we have to state it is false. See, guys, Mr. Rogers never even served in the military.
This is like believing your favorite actor actually did the things he did in his movies.
Bro, I remember when we were kids in school and people would say, yeah, Mr. Rogers wore those cardigans to cover up his tats. But by the time we were 10, we realized that was bullshit. That's a crazy thing to say.
Absolutely.
Brendan carried that with him to his 40s, not realizing that the 9-year-olds who talked about it were full of shit. Brendan is a special breed of stupid.
He is the guy who never read like the fine print at the end saying, we got you.
Yo, B, did you know that if you sail too far into the Pacific, you'll fall off the edge into the mouth of sea dragons? Yo, bro, you had a new baby? Oh, that's crazy. Did you see the stork who brought it, B?
The stork.
That's fucking crazy, man. Do you know alligators are so angry because they got all those teeth and no toothbrush, B?
Brendan's got to be a flat earther, right?
He might, no.
He's got to believe you can fall off the edge.
If he were a flat earther, it would eliminate all the other flat earthers because they're like, no, we don't believe any stupid shit this guy believes.
We can't claim him as one of us.
You have to state as false. Mr. Rogers never said. Maybe that's like an urban legend then.
Nah, dude.
He's staring right at it and he's going, nah, man.
He's doubling down?
I know that the internet fact-checking this around the clock is nowhere near matching the intelligence of me, CTE victim, Brendan Schaub.
Do I have to sit here and feel a little sorry for Brendan that he probably hung on to Mr. Rogers as a total badass his whole life and now he's having it ruined for him?
It might be. He's going to go home and throw away every shirt he has like this, which, by the way, not a bad idea.
Every cardigan's in the garbage.
Gone. It's just going to have shirts that say thick boy on them.
That's real. Mr. Rogers was not a Navy SEAL or Scout Marine sniper. This is a great urban legend, 21st century. The rumors, were rumors that Mr. Rogers, the host of
Brendan, you just read it. What do you think? You're going to read more of it and they're going to go, nah, just fucking with you, B. He totally was a badass.
In fairness, if they say, we got you once, they might say it twice.
Oh, Brendan.
internationally acclaimed TV show, Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, served as a Navy SEAL, Marine Scout, sniper during Vietnam era with a large number of confirmed kills. We have to state it's false. Mr. Rogers never served in the military. After another rumor, Mr. Rogers always wore long sleeve clothes to conceal tattoos of all his kills. Yeah, dude, he had like a skull.
No, Brendan, keep reading.
No.
Brendan, no.
Oh, this is hard.
Brendan, keep reading the thing.
It's already said it twice that it was false.
Brendan is leaning into the fact-checking article, but he hasn't read the last part. Oh,
he's just kind of a big dumb ape, isn't he?
He just is a big dumb hunk of dog shit.
Poor guy.
Brendan,
his brain's all mush.
You're literally reading a website called bullshitaboutmrrogers.com, and you're reading the setup and going, see, told you.
He's about to go to another website, like everything you believed about Mr. Rogers was a total fucking lie.com, and he still won't believe it.
Brendan Schaub actually believes about 5 or 6 years ago, the Falcons actually won the Super Bowl against the Patriots.
Well,
he only watched the first 3 quarters.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
After another rumor, Mr. Rogers always wore long sleeve clothes to conceal tattoos of all his kills. Yeah, dude, he had like a skull. He had like, the hardcore. Dude, this thing's full of shit.
He just did the no.
Listen to me. To the people who are going to watch this who like Brendan, first of all, I don't know what the fuck your problem is. You got to call your dad, call your mom, reconnect with your family, something. I honestly, I would take you liking Crowder or Jordan Peterson. It would be an improvement over this. But to all the people who love him and are just going to call me a hater and all this other shit, listen, guys, I have no malice or hate in my heart for Brendan Schaub. None whatsoever. Quite the opposite. I love Brendan. But unlike you, I love Brendan for what he is. Those of you who are fans of him, you love him for comedy. You love him for chat about things. You love him for his podcasting abilities. No, motherfucker, he's got none of that shit. Love Brendan for what he is. A big, giant, dipshit, dumb, brain-damaged ape. I love him for that. And unlike you, I don't want him to change.
He is kind of lovable this way.
Brendan, you are fine just the way you are, you big, dumb, double-digit IQ dipshit. Don't ever change. Stay the way you are. And yes, the entire internet is lying about Mr. Rogers. You're the one who's uncovered it, buddy.
He knows the real Mr. Rogers.
You know him better than anybody.
You watch him have his body exhumed just to check for the tattoos.
Bullshit, B. And then when he finds out there are no tattoos, he'll be like, yo, I just wanted to dance with him, B.
One more time.
Yeah.
One or
This is
two friends.
NavySeals.com.
The fact. This is NavySeals.com.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
Well, maybe someone hacked their page.
He's tripling down.
He's the man. He's the man.
Did he just say somebody hacked the Navy SEALs
Yes.
page?
Somebody you heard it. You heard it right. Somebody hacked the Navy SEALs page, but not to like change shit about the Navy SEALs, just to lie about Mr. Rogers. They wanted to whitewash Mr. Rogers' service.
I'm a weird level of impressed right now.
He is. You know what it is? Brendan Schaub, this is the perfect way to put it. He's relentlessly stupid.
Yeah, he doesn't give up. You have to give him that much.
Relentlessly. He's the Rocky Balboa of dumb. He just keeps bulling forward and he doesn't stop and just bam, 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 getting hit with a fucking toolbox upside the head of intelligence. And he goes, nope, intelligence doesn't live here. And just tard rages all over the place.
I don't think we got him out of fighting soon enough.
I think we should have left him in there for one or two and let him
more.
bake. Yeah.
One more.
Jason says, I love him because he's dumb and it's funny. He thinks he's smart and funny. Exactly. Farfik Nugan says, Brendan Schaub believes that 2 years ago, Thanos snapped everyone out of existence.
And he made it somehow.
And he somehow made it. Yo, B, because I can't wait for that episode of Fighter and the Kid where he goes, yo, B, and it's just crazy because, you got to think we're lucky because, we're the ones that made it. And Brian goes, what are you talking about made it? The snap, B. What snap? When that big purple guy, he snapped his fingers? Brendan, that was a movie. Nah, B, go look it up on Google.
He's going to say something like, yo, B, can you still imagine if the other half were still here? How crowded things would be?
Right. Bill Loney with $2 says Cardiff Electric on YouTube. There's another plug right there. There you go, buddy.
Thanks, baloney.
Oh, people, Balls Deep says, yeah, it's just like that dude from Wakanda. Yeah, don't tell him it's a movie. Rain says Schwab still believes in the Tooth Fairy and that it's Dwayne Johnson. Yeah, B is Mr. Steve Rogers. He's Captain America. No, different Mr. Rogers, Brendan. Different Mr. Rogers.
He actually never goes to any islands because he's afraid that Jurassic Park is real.
Yeah, he's like, B, don't go to that island, B. There's going to be dinosaurs on there. They haven't killed them all yet.
You're going to die, B.
B, we got to bring Chris Pratt with us. Veldrain says, Aaron, he tried to buy stuff he saw on the Onion News, but they were always out of stock.
Oh. Do you remember when you were younger and you fell for that maybe one time? And after that, you never did again? He absolutely does it every time.
He keeps reading. He's like, God, how do they come up with this shit? This is crazy. His IQ is lower than his body temp, says Brian. Triple N says, Brendan drunk is so much better because he's so much more confident in his stupidity. Right. You don't ever want him to change.
I kind of want to start watching that show, but not for the reasons he'd like.
Right. Schaub thinks Antarctica is an ice wall keeping the oceans from spilling into space, says Stevie J. Oh, yeah. Jeep ZJ says he called the movie Tropic Thunder Hot Topic.
Hot Topic? Did he really?
He did call it Hot Topic.
Jesus Christ, man.
He did.
That's where he buys all his cardigans.
Nate says, I'm back. April seems to be in a much better mood. Nice job, everyone.
Damn, he must have missed that whole show.
Yeah.
I feel like I've been fine pretty much the whole
great
time.
mood. That's what he's saying. He came back and you're in a fine mood. Well,
best part of my day is the show.
There's one person who couldn't let Brendan's little slip up go, and that's the one and only Helwani, Ariel Helwani. Longtime
baby Jesus.
Longtime nemesis and guy who kicks the living shit out of Brendan on a daily basis. Ariel Helwani, I bring you guys this.
Mr. Rogers drink on the show? He sure did. It was just off air. He was hammered 90% of the time. He enjoyed his life, chatting about snotty-nosed kids and having him sit on his lap and shit. And
by the way, yes, if you know anything about Mr. Rogers, he fucking loved that to such an innocent degree. You're surprised he wasn't a pedophile.
I always wanted to sit on his lap.
Yeah, but your way was...
Mostly as an adult.
Yeah, not as innocent as he wanted you to. Like, kids wanted to fuck Mr. Rogers, and he was the one going, no, get away from me. That's fucking gross. That's pedophilia. That's the most disgusting thing a human can do.
I'll be your neighbor.
beat down basement. You know, he was a sniper in the military, like one of the most decorated snipers.
What?
Dude was a savage. Yeah, dude. You didn't know that either, huh, Mart? Murder. Yeah, beast.
Mart. Did you hear that? He said Mart, by the way.
Not only did he call Big Gay Lion Mart, but also This is the first time in Thick Boy history that Mark Harley has indeed not been the dumbest man in the room actively.
It's true.
You didn't know that either, huh, Mark? Murder.
Mark.
Yeah, beast.
Mark.
Wait, did you guys know?
Ready? Now watch this. Here's Ariel Helwani during his
God,
show.
I can't
I
wait.
can't believe this. I just read this. Did you guys know that Mr. Rogers used to be in the Navy? Tatted up,
Yeah, he
just
was a
like
sniper.
killed. I never knew that. That's crazy. Just like a whole other life that we never knew about. Used to drink before the show. He was completely like wasted. It's crazy.
It's all in the movie.
It's in the movie. Never saw the
They had to
movie.
read him his line.
Brendan is now looking for that movie.
Oh my God. We also have you know what, the Sean Strickland one we can skip. It's dated.
Oh.
And I don't want to wreck how fucking great that one was. God, was that fantastic.
It's pretty good.
Just such a nut bar.
So what are we going to chat about next?
What are we going to chat about next?